Joan Bakewell, she's a tart. Everyone having a nice, get rid of that, everyone having a nice drink tonight. Get drunk, yes. You're going to need to, going to be watching this. Let's hear it from B. So everyone, give me a B.
B.
Give me an O.
O.
What have you all got?
Yeah.
Smelly bastards. I'm from Worthing, so I'm not particularly trendy. I see here you've got new milk burgers. Yeah, I've not tried one yet. The meat's kind of old and ropey, but they look tasty. Not going to get any better. That said though, I do think I've worked out why there's such an obesity problem amongst teenage boys. And I think it's internet porn. Now, if you're a teenage boy in your bedroom, you've got a plethora of porn at the click of a finger. You know, any of your pervy little desires can be catered for. I'm 36 now. When I was a teenager, it was a real adventure going to find porn. You burned a lot of calories. You had to like forage deep into forests, walk miles along disused railway lines. And some of the stuff you could find was absolutely filthy. I'm not talking about the content of the magazines, it was just more that it had been exposed to the elements for about 3 months. While on the subject of porn, and anyone who's seen me before, yes, I'm going to do this joke again. No one ever fucking laughs, and you know what it is. Someone is going to laugh at this. Okay, anyone aware of cuckold? No. There are people in this audience that know what it is and no one ever says. You know what it means? What is that? Have you tried it? No, you haven't tried it. The reason he's saying he hasn't tried it, I'll let you know. It's basically a form of porn where it's a husband and wife, and essentially the husband likes watching his wife fuck another man while he watches, and often videos. And I thought, if I'd ever been in that scenario as the other man, the third man, and I'd have enjoyed the experience, how best would I thank the husband? And I think the way to do it really, the only way as far as I'm concerned, is to adapt a song from the movie Dirty Dancing. Now I've had some time with your wife, and I've never felt this way before. She's a whore, it's the truth, and I owe it all to you. Thanks, man. Gonna bring it down a little bit now, because I was on a train the other day, and unfortunately I overheard a story which, you know, nearly made me cry, and I think it kind of best summed up all our plight in this global recession. I was sitting opposite a father with his 2 young children. They're very young, you know, under 10. And he said, "Kids, I've got something to say to you." And they said, "Okay, Daddy." And he said, "You know how you both sometimes get ill and get a bit poorly?" And I'm like, "Yes, Daddy." And he said, "Well, there's this thing called the economy at the moment, and it's very poorly. Do you understand, kids?" And I kind of looked up at him and was like, "We think so, Daddy." And he said, "You know when you're poorly, you get coughs and sneezes?" And they said, "Yes." And he said, "Well, the economy, when it's poorly, it means people don't have enough money." And they were confused, and they looked up at him. And he said, "Well, kids, I have some bad news for you. You know I promised to take you to Disney World this summer?" And their little faces lit up, and they're like, "Yes, Daddy." And I knew what was coming. And he said, "Well, because the economy's so poorly, Mummy and Daddy don't have much money." And their little faces dropped, and I was thinking, "Oh God, why do I have to be watching this, you know?" And he said, "So I'm afraid, kids, yeah, we can't take you to Disney World." And I said, "It's okay, Daddy." And then he said, "But I want you to at least have a couple of hours you'll never forget this summer. So I can't take you to Disney World, but instead, I'm going to take you to Cartridge World. And you can both choose 2 coloured inks each." And I just thought, what a man, you know, what a save as well. The next thing I'm going to do, which isn't practice, and hard as it may be to believe, nor is the rest of my set actually, but I was thinking the other day, I can't dance. If you look at me, I'm kind of gangly, and you know, I don't have da rhythm, as the kids say. And basically I was thinking, but you know, dancing's quite big now. You see it on TV all the time and that kind of crap. And I was thinking, you know, basically, can I invent a new dance move and will it be taken on by people? So I was thinking, I'm in a club and I'm obviously, you know, I'm dancing away, which is pretty cool. You know, I kind of always think, you know, if I have to dance, like at a wedding or something like that, it resembles a mentally ill crane fly maybe or something. And I thought, well, how can I make it dramatic and something that people are going to really notice? So I developed a move, I haven't actually really tried it yet. It's called the drop and roll move, which I can't really do with the microphones. I'm going to put it down for a minute. But imagine, so, club scenario, music playing, giving it some of this, and all of a sudden, drop and roll. Again, it's like, also like people's heads have turned there at this point, and it's drop and roll. Which is pretty cool, you know, in itself. But then I kind of thought, you know, I'm sure there's some single guys here, and you know, I want you to take this away with you and use this at some point. Because, say there's a lovely lady on the other side of the dance floor, you madam, or you madam, flanked by them, and you're dancing away, you know, and obviously there's lots of competition when you're on the dance floor from other guys. How would drop and roll help you at that point? Because, you know, you're giving it some of this, and they're thinking, he's alright, you know, he's pretty cool, but then, drop and roll, either side to either one of them, drop and roll. How that helps, apart from looking cool, is you've managed to literally scythe down all the competition. Pick on, they're out of the equation and it's just you and your lovelies. Thank you, you've been a very, very erotic audience. That's enough for me, though, I think. God bless you all, and God help me.